Happy Halloween everyone! And this week's recipe is a sin-free pumpkin soup, which is adapted from one of Gordon Ramsay's Michelin star recipes, which he actually serves in his restaurant. So it's a taste of luxury, and it's a perfect warming treat without feeling any guilt. And I made some air-fried croutons, which are also sin-free as part of your healthy extra, and topped it with a sprinkling of cheese. And got me new woolly socks out because I was feeling it that day. And don't forget, you don't have to write anything down because I'll leave the link to this recipe in my blog below. And there's loads of other recipes on there, I just don't have time to film them all. So obviously you're going to need a pumpkin, and pick the smallest pumpkin. This is 1.7 kilograms. It looks massive here, but it really wasn't. This was the smallest one from Co-op and it was £1. And slice that in half because we're going to scoop out all of the seeds and turn that into a healthy snack as well. But that isn't sin-free, but it's perfect for the rest of the family or guests. And just put them in the colander, and we're going to rinse them and get rid of all the fleshy bits. So once you've done that, place them on a clean tea towel, and we're going to just pat them dry. And then preheat your oven on gas mark 5, and then just chuck all the seeds in a roasting tin. And you can pretty much season them with whatever you've got. So I just used a peri-peri seasoning that I got from Aldi ages ago, and just gave it a few twists, and just sprinkled it with 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. And then just spray it with whatever fry light you want. I just went with butter. It is my favourite. And give it a really good shake, and pop it in the middle of your oven and bake for about 30 minutes, shaking midway. And then let's get back to the pumpkin, because we're going to score that in a crisscross fashion, being careful not to actually poke the knife straight through. This should help it bake quicker in the oven. And then season each one with a generous amount of salt and pepper. And then you'll need a tablespoon of rosemary divided equally between 2, and give it a good old rubbing, trying to get into all the nooks and crannies. And then spray each one with fry light and give it a rubbing again. And then you'll need a whole head of garlic, and you're going to slice the very bottom off. Now if you're not a massive fan of garlic, you probably want to use even less than what I'm using here. But it's going to roast beautifully in their skins in the oven and really caramelise. And then plonk it in one of the pumpkins, and then a whole onion with the skin in the other one. And before we put them in the oven, let's go and grab the seeds. This snack was so new to me, I didn't think it would work, but it really does have this strange popcorn texture. It's so light and crispy, it was perfect for us while we were watching films. So using the same roasting tin, we're going to pop the pumpkins in there and pop them back in the middle of the oven at the same temperature and bake it for an hour. And once it's done, that's what it looks like. So juicy. That smells lush. So now you need to remove the garlic and the onions, and let's get scooping out that pumpkin flesh, leaving the skin behind. It should be so tender and fragrant. And here's me chucking mine in my soup maker, but you can always use a pan blender. And start skimming the onion and all the garlic cloves. And then chuck that all in the pan as well, but you'll need to chop your onion up. But at least there'll be less crime with this one. And then I use 2 chicken stock pots, but you could always use stock cubes. I just find stock pots add so much flavour. And then add 650 ml of water. And then pop your soup maker lid on, and we really want to shrink it all down to help it cook better, so I just blended it briefly. And then press mode to set to smooth, and it'll be done in 21 minutes. Now for the croutons, you'll need 2 slices of Hovis wholemeal bread from a small loaf, and that should serve 4 people. And this is part of your healthy extra, if not you've got to sin it. So I just stacked them together so I could slice them into diced pieces, and just dismantle them with your fingers and spray with fry light again. And I just threw them in my air fryer, but you could always put them in the oven for about 5 minutes. And air fry them on 180 for 3 minutes, shaking occasionally. Ta-da! I love how this gives a really nice crunch on top and tastes so naughty. And then once the soup's finished and it's blended, you're going to add 100 grams of quark, which is fat-free cheese or any other fat-free natural yogurt or creme fraiche, and then blend again. And then pour into bowls, add your croutons on top, and sprinkle a bit of low-fat cheese, which is another healthy extra. And if you can't work out that pumpkin, that's my fiance's interpretation of a wolf. And don't forget, if this is the kind of thing that you love, give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you next Friday. And I also have a Facebook support group that everyone's welcome to join, and it's called I Love SW Soup. And again, that'll be in the link below too. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye!